では、ウォーターベイルリースリング2018年の方に、移行したいと思います。こちらは、今現在、日本で発売中のヴィンテージとなっています。OK、デモンさん、you don't need to make greeting here. So let's start from the questions. What is the concept about Watervale Riesling and the position in the Koerner wines portfolio?
Well, obviously Clare Valley is very famous for Riesling, particularly Watervale. We put a lot of effort into this wine and really want to express the characters of Watervale, but at the same time, we find a lot of Clare Valley Rieslings very acidic and can be quite hard and sometimes hard to drink. So with this wine, we wanted to bring in some textures, some mouthfeel, soften the acid a little bit, and just make it a bit more approachable. So we make it a little bit more like a Chardonnay in a way. It's part fermented in still, part fermented in ceramic, and part fermented in oak. So it's still got the nice, beautiful Watervale characters, but you'll notice a lot more mouthfeel and texture to the wine.
How about vineyard? I will share the PC display here. Okay, so Watervale Riesling is the parcel for Watervale Riesling. Is this correct?
It's a combination of the Gully View block, and then just below the Vermentinos, there's the Grace Riesling block.
Yes.
Yep, just a blend of the two. So the Grace is a northern aspect, same as the Pigato. So we get more of the sort of lemon lime classic characters from that site, and then the Gully View site, you go over a hill to that block, and it's south facing. So we get it's a lot bonier soils there. We get a lot more sort of mineral characters, talc powder, what we were talking about before, and they work well together.
Yeah. So this is the winery here, right?
No, that's just the family estate. That's the family home.
Mm.
That's where you had breakfast last time you came.
Yeah. So when we make a short drive in the vineyards, we drive like this route.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're in the back of
with your dog.
Yes.
Right.
So both the blocks are 48-year-old vines, fairly old for Riesling, and both on limestone again.
And the best thing about Watervale, the Clare Valley, for growing Riesling is the sort of diurnal temperature of getting really, really cold at night. It's like you put the grapes in the fridge, and then during the day it heats up enough to ripen the fruit, and then it gets really cold again at night. So it really retains that natural acid. So that's the beauty of the climate up there in the terroir.
Hmm. I believe you changed the vineyard salt from 17 to 18 because the average of vines is much older than 17.
Yeah, Dad finally let us work with the two best blocks on the vineyard in 2018. So in 2017 we were working with younger vines, different block, but in 2018 we have the two old blocks, the two best blocks, and I think the wine quality has definitely improved as a result.
When I note the news, I thought you should mention like Bienvenue on the label.
Mention what?
The Bienvenue, in French, old vines.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't change anything, and even price, so it's very big improvement. Okay. Next, how about the vintage 2018?
2018 was quite a good vintage. It was a warm year, but not too hot. It was a very sort of nice growing season. We had a good amount of rain, and crops were probably about the average size we'd expect, so a lot more than we've had the last couple of years. And as a result, the wines are all just sort of nice, beautiful, classic flavors. They're not super acidic. They're sort of probably more that kind of drink 1 to 5 year style of wine. I don't think it won't be one of the best vintages ever, but they're still very high quality wines.
Thank you. And how about winemaking?
The Riesling winemaking, we basically, all of our fruit's hand-picked, and then we hand sort it in the vineyard. With this, we stem and crush the fruit, and then put it in the press, and we leave it in the press overnight, so it gets 18 to 24 hours skin contact. Then the juice is pumped to a tank that has refrigeration. So we settle it for about 3 days, trying to get a fairly clear juice. And then we rack it off the solids, and it's fermented in a mix of steel tanks, ceramic amphoras, and a little bit of Slavonian oak demi-mood. It stays in there for about 2 months. And then we decide to blend, and then it sits on fine lees for probably another 8 months, and goes through full malolactic fermentation. It's bone dry, no sugar, and as all our wines bottle, we add. This has probably got 60 parts total sulfur, no other additions, no fining, no filtration, and yeah.
So how many cuvées did you blend in total?
How many cuvées? I think in 2018 we had probably 12 or something. Lots.
Lots.
The eggs are only 675 litres. The barrels are 600, so we try and keep it all separate. We've got lots of little tanks that we can put them in, and then we can come up with the best blend.
These are the ceramic amphoras.
Yeah, we ferment.
Did you import from other country?
No, they're made in Byron Bay in Australia, in New South Wales.
And this is the Slovenia oak, right?
Yeah, down the back.
Okay, could you explain about the taste and food pairing for the Watervale Riesling?
Well, obviously, being from Watervale, you do see those lemon, lime, citrus characters comes through, but we also see some nice ginger spice notes. That beautiful sort of creamy texture on the back palate. This, I mean, you can't go past a nice fresh oyster, can you? Really? A bottle of Watervale Riesling and a dozen fresh oysters are probably the best combination going around. But yeah, you see that beautiful texture, silky soft, nice mouthfeel, beautiful citrus, and yeah, it's
starting to get like a nice lemon curd, sort of waxy kind of profile. And yeah, food-wise, definitely sort of seafood, Asian dishes. Riesling matches very well with.
Nice chili.
Got a nice acid line to sort of pierce through.
Usually, when we drink classic Clare Valley Riesling, we can easily find petrol flavor and much more stickiness than your Riesling.
Yeah.
But I don't find much in your Riesling. How come it?
I think It's a good question and not 100% sure, but I think it's because we don't do any fining, and I reckon wines that are fined, they're lacking something to help it develop into nice characters, and you end up with a petrol character. Whereas we don't fine, so we see more of that kind of waxy lemon curd character, which personally is delicious.
How about picking timing? I heard about from other winemakers, if you pick Riesling earlier, the petrol flavor could be less.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, we pick very early. We're one of the first ones to pick. So I think the less you manipulate the wine in the winery, the less petrol character. So we don't add acid, we don't fine, we don't add enzyme. So all the fruit character stays, all the grape characters stay in the wine, and then they just develop into nice characters.
Right. Thank you very much. And could you make a final greeting, like to finish this interview to Japanese wine lovers?
Thanks for all the support over there. I hope you're enjoying the wines, and I hope you enjoyed the interview. Sayonara from
Sayonara, and hopefully we can get back to it.
Digital sayonara. Thank you very much. Koerner brothers.
Thanks, Shin.
Cheers.
Cheers.